everyone, hey, and welcome back to Battle Rap Resume. This is something a little different for the show, something we haven't done yet on the channel, but something that, thanks to my guest today and his team, that being the Training Days team within Don't Flop, kind of think of it like the Ground Zero team in King of the Dot, but not shit, like producing great stuff. No offense, Gully, I do love you, but they're a new team within it, and they're here, and hopefully with them, this is something that I can do more, that being an event recap. Yesterday, I was at Rapping It Jaqq, which was the inaugural event of the Don't Flop Training Days team. It should be said that my guest will expostulate on this later, but the Training Days team is effectively kind of a separate entity within Don't Flop. It's kind of and Kruger and, the rest, Bagnall, are going to do in the major events, and, Danny Jack, Ryan, my guest today, Heretic, Kay, Bobby Rex, other people, we'll get onto that, are doing these events. And, that's not to say that Don't Flop haven't been putting on such amazing events this year. Checkpoint 3, for Souls Rounds alone was worthy of it. Reading event is coming up. That looks brilliant as well. The Revival events are good. But there's just something about these park events, isn't there, Ryan? Like, there's some sort of energy that you can't capture. Yeah,
I love park events so much. And I love just you get so many people there. The weather was perfect yesterday. And it just works out so good. Like, we didn't have to worry about getting out of the venue on time.
Yeah.
We could do a battle, take a break, everyone have a drink, everyone enjoy themselves, and it was just, that's why I love a park event once a year at least is always good.
Yeah, exactly. And I should say that if you're interested, if you're clicking on this video and you just want to hear us sort of quickly break down the battles yesterday, I understand that, you want to suck all the good juice out. That's fine. I'll put the timestamp in there in the description. You just skip straight ahead. But if you listen to this show, I'd like to think that you're kind of more interested in the wider ecosphere of battling. Really, kind of, we have the battlers themselves, and up on the top tiers, the league owners, and the presenters and stuff like that, and then kind of you have the lowly podcasters, the bottom feeders, But in the middle, we have the cameramen. And Ryan, you were coming at this. You've done a lot of media before, but you're a big Don't Flop fan.
Yeah, I studied digital film production at uni, but I've been watching battle rap for years. It's been attending events for years. Now I've linked up with Don't Flop as part of the Training Days team.
And we were talking yesterday, and you were saying that the first kind of, when you were watching battles, you didn't even realise that, which I think a lot of us do, didn't even realise it was a league. You didn't even realise, like, these people battle,
I didn't realise it was like a thing. So I'd search YouTube, search Google, just search rap battle, and I'd watch something, and just watch anything, just whatever come up. And like I said to you yesterday, I remember once I then got into battle rap, obviously found out about King of the Dot, American Leeds Grind Time, and I watched Thesaurus for Ilmac, and I remember watching it, I was like, I've seen this before, but I hadn't before I actually didn't know Thesaurus and Ilmac. I just saw, it was a rap battle, and watched it, and I had a lot more appreciation for it the second time I watched it. Obviously,
and then just, the love grew. You knew of the league, and were you just kind of devouring your way through the Don't Flop back catalogue?
Yeah, it was around. I remember watching Rizzle Kicks' battle years ago against Seaslin. He was going by TC then.
Yes, yeah.
That's got I think it's got 700k now. It's doing really well. But I remember watching that because I'd heard of Rizzle Kicks, and I remember watching loads of bits and bobs, and then sort of working out that Don't Flop was a league, and that was about the same time as the whole Mark Chris Blizzard blew up. Because I remember going into work when I was washing dishes in a pub, and my boss came in and was like, have you seen the student we teach a rap battle? And I was like, I think I've seen something about that. And I was like, I think I'd already watched it. And then he was like, let's watch it. We sat and watched it in the kitchen. It weren't very busy.
Right.
We sat and watched rap battles, and then we clicked the related videos. Big up YouTube related videos.
Oh my God.
That's how you click through and discover so many people. We discovered Lunacy and Matter's 2-on-2s. We were big fans of Matter then. We loved Matter v Fredo. Big up Matter v Fredo.
That's such an obscure battle to call out, man. I respect that.
Matter v Fredo, we loved that so much. We used to
test 10, right? Is that?
Yeah. We used to, after the pub had closed, we'd sit and have a drink, and we'd just, now the pub was empty, we didn't have to have music on night, let's just watch a rap battle on the phone.
Yeah.
And we'd be watching them. It would get to 1 a.m. and we're like, we've got work in the morning. And then we're like, watch Matt Fredo. And then we go, I don't know why, but we just had a weird thing for that battle. That's what we watched, man.
That's great. And, as we said before, a common theme of doing these podcasts, everyone says Matter versus Soul. So Matter's there in the kind of,
Matter's so accessible for if you're not big into the scene and not following it, that's what Matt is one of the best, man.
No, he seriously is. He seriously is. I need to get him on this show. Like, I think when you first get into battling, like Matt, he's kind of jokey, northern, whatever. But then when you kind of realise the guy's a fucking brilliant writer, Corbyn supporter, he revealed in the Harry Baker battle. He's a multifaceted man, and
he's great.
He's dope.
The 2-on-2 with P Soldier, I think that's pushed him to a new level as well. Like, I think they could, within a couple, they could push for the title against Marlow and Shuffle. I think they're a great 2-on-2 team. The one they did at Revival 5 that was brilliant battle. That was
Pedro and
amazing. That was amazing.
Yeah. I think everyone would like to see P Soldier and Matter versus Shuffle T and Marlow. I think Shuffle T and Marlow would like to see it. I think they're just, you know what I mean? It's like funny. Matter, has he kind of been burned by the mega fame? I don't know, but like still, I think that would be a terrific clash. And so going on from there, like obviously you're involved in media, and you've got your own YouTube channel as well. We say Ryan Morgan Media. That's how they find it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the URL is, but
right.
Search Ryan Morgan Media. It'll come up.
Yeah,
search that on YouTube, Facebook, and you'll find me and stuff. So
and your first, like, how did kind of the Venn diagram get closer? How did you do in media? And because we should say obviously you are Training Day's main cameraman now, which is what we're sort of building to. But in those early days when you were into the media and you were into the battle rap, when did they first coalesce?
Well, it was quite when I started university. Obviously, I did digital film production. I remember. Do you know those Facebook pages you get before you go to uni?
Everyone
freshers pages.
Yeah.
I put on there, I do so and so degree. Anyone else on it? And no one replied for ages. I was like, am I the only person on my course?
And you think media people would be on Facebook?
To be fair, we were only a small course. It was only 13 of us.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, and then 2 days later, and obviously that's gone well down the timeline on the page.
Yeah.
My friend Sanjeev, big up Sanjeev, he messaged, he goes, "Oh my God, found someone." He'd obviously been scrolling through, he added me, and he was like, "Oh, we're meant to meet up." We actually lived in the same halls as well.
Oh, nice.
So he was like, "Oh, we'll meet up and walk to lecture together." And then we walked to our first lecture. It was we lived off campus in halls. So it was like a 25-minute walk. And about 5-10 minutes into the walk, he was like, "Yo, I was looking at your profile and you shared a Don't Flop battle." And I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Mate, I love Don't Flop."
Yes.
I was like, "Yes." And we've been mates ever since. And we used to just... Great. It was... we watched rap battles after lectures and stuff. And our lecturer is actually friends with Jolly J, which was a weird one.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a strange one. We were talking about...
Dutch guy.
Yeah, German, I think he is.
Yeah, German, yeah.
We were talking about rap Don't Flop and stuff during a lecture he overheard. He was like, you know Don't Flop? And I was like, wait, I've gone from the only person in my school to now my lecturer is talking to me. And then we applied for the In the House tour.
Oh, the In the House tour?
Yeah, we applied for the In the House tour, and we got it. So big up Chichester Uni Moist guys.
So okay, what episode's that then?
Episode 1. We are the second.
Okay, I need to rewatch.
Yeah, we are the second people. It goes to like Seaslin that at a cafe, and it's really sick.
Right.
It's really nice. Turn up to our halls, and it's the worst thing of all time.
What was so bad?
Oh, what it was, like, big up Don't Flop every time.
Of course.
But I applied for it. It was my birthday that week, and it was a pretty messy week. And I checked my emails like a couple of days before it, and I was like, "Oh, you've won it!" Like that's when they emailed it.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Shit, let's organise this. I'll get as many people down. I can get at least 20 people there."
Yeah, it's fresh.
My little block of halls was like I was like, I can at least get 15 of my mates from like live in proximity. Post on these freshers pages. Like, "Oh, Don't Flop rap battles coming to try," and like stuff like that. And everyone was like, "Yeah," and then came to happen. And Mickey and Enigma all arrived and that. They rang me because I got a bit lost, I think. But they got there and we did it. Sat down in my kitchen, in my halls, which was quite a tight space.
Classic uni kitchen, yeah.
The table was way too big because we never used it. Yeah. I don't know why the tables are that big because they put enough seats for everyone in the flat, obviously. But how often does everyone in the flat all sit down and have dinner?
Yeah.
Time. So this table was way too big for the room. Mickey and Enigma sat opposite each other, and we were able to squeeze around the kitchen to get in. My mate Sam, who he did a music degree, he's a conductor. He's not into rap at all.
Right.
He sat there trying to make like a sandwich for dinner, and it's just like, fuck's sake! Like, I I want to eat my food, but there's a rap battle going at the table. And I'm like, oh. So, and then, like, I spoke to Enigma about it yesterday, actually. He was like, I recognise you from somewhere. And we spoke about it. And he was like, that actually helped them in the long run, because if every battle on that tour had gone well, and then one at the end had gone really badly, and then they'd have all gone badly.
Yes.
But because we had that it was terrible. Early on, it helped them readjust what they'd written and stuff like that, and they learned to freestyle more around them, stuff that was more like accessible for non-battle fans. And I think that was my friends in my halls aren't really into rap as much as I am.
No.
Oh, this is amazing.
Yeah. That is incredible.
My friends, actually, one of my friends who lived in my flat, never heard of Don't Flop before them. They came. He was like, "Oh, what is like?" And he started watching battles with me, and he came to 7th birthday. So from then, they didn't make a fan.
Yeah.
Mickey and Enigma, as much bad as it was, one of the guys in that video is now a big Don't Flop fan.
There you go.
So it sort of worked, but yeah.
That's crazy, man.
The house tour. I thought, oh god, Earth's never going to speak to me ever again.
Yeah.
I just organised the worst battle event of all time. I was like, oh.
That's crazy, man. And then from there, like from those early origins, those early dances, you were sort of doing. I mean, you did vlogs, didn't you? And
I started attending events with I was on Don't Flop forum and stuff like that. Started attending events. Attended my first event with Callum.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he messaged me on the forum, saw us from Sussex, and was like, "Yo, I'm from Brighton. Let's meet up and we'll make our way together." Me and Sleepy G, me and Callum made our way to the event, and Callum's a G.
Yeah,
met
of course, man.
people. So Jitsu, Wilsey, Dank, met him through that. First time I met Dank, he was on a Weatherspoons telling me about how he choked in a park. Big up Dank. So, and then from there, basically, you see people all over America, all over Canada, interviews and stuff outside, bloggers and stuff like that. So I was like, I could definitely do. What I was doing at the time for my channel, I was doing trainer reviews.
Yeah.
I'm really big into my trainers, and I was reviewing trainers. I was getting some decent hits. One of them's got 6,000 views. It's all right. Yeah, I don't know why. But all the others have got like 200 views, and one of them's got 6,000, so I don't know what it is. But so I did a prediction vlogs and stuff like that, and people started saying, oh, they were liking them, kept doing them, and then started doing interviews. And then BattleRap.com, basically, at 7th birthday, their cameraman wasn't a cameraman, and it didn't turn out very well on day one.
Right.
So Chris messaged Callum saying, I need a cameraman for today. And obviously I know Callum for years. Callum's gone, yo, Ryan will be well up for it. And started filming interviews with BattleRap.com. And then
that's crazy,
I was there. Got hollered about training days.
Yeah, so the training days thing, we should say, I mean, I tried to explain it at the start, but you probably put a better spin on it. How would you describe the training days team? What are you trying to do? Well,
the thing is, in 2015, Don't Flop had a lot of events. I mean, you had monthly training days events, and then you had Checkpoint, you had Sunburn, you had this, that, the USA events, and there was a lot of events. And that's a lot for the Don't Flop team to take on.
Yeah.
So the way I see it, I could be taking this totally wrong. But the way I see it, training days, we are a separate team that can we are taking charge of these small events. They're taking charge of the tryouts, the up-and-coming battlers, and putting on small events like that, like yesterday, and like we're going to have coming up. And then the Don't Flop team can focus on the Sunburns, the birthdays, the checkpoints, the big Sheffield, the revivals. And that means the revival events, etc., will be better because they're focusing on them. And the training days events will be better because you've got a separate team focusing on them.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just expanding and spreading the work across the people, and instead of having like 3 people having all the work. So the training days team, we're in separate little thing, but we're part of Don't Flop. So
you're made up of. I mean, what's brilliant is the whole training days team is made up of, not only battlers, but you're all like diehard fans. You live and breathe this shit. You're not, you want to make the best event possible. And we'll get onto the event in a bit, but the event was brilliant. And I think it was because you guys just knew what you do. Who is the team? Sorry, this is Dank. Yeah,
so Dank and Craig Krishna, who does don'tflop.com/shop. They'll kill me if I don't say that.
Right.
And then we got Heretic and Bobby Rex taking part of the Northern events when we start hitting the North. Then Sleepy G's our resident DJ.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and he does beats for our trailers as well, which is really nice.
Yeah, that beat in the trailer was awesome, actually. I didn't realise that was him. I really like that.
we hollered him and was like, yo, can we get a beat? Like, and I was like, can you make it a little bit summery because it's like a barbecue event?
Yeah.
It was like, yeah. And then he came with this crazy sample where it's like, training days.
It works, man, because
so
like,
good.
yeah, shout out to Don't Flop, but they seem to kind of got a bit infatuated with the fourth birthday sort of beat style, and like it kind of the training days thing. It has a different flavour to it, which I really like. A bit more playful, which I guess is kind of the event, isn't it?
Yeah, it was just, and it's really good having Sleepy on the team. So he does if I need a beat for a trailer, I've got what I can ask, and I'll have one within a week. So
how long is the gestation process between you becoming part of the training days team and this event?
I think I first got a message at the end of about May. I think it was the end of it was before I went on holiday. So it was about May. And then we started putting together, like, it was crazy. With the group chat got made by Danny and was like, put the idea forward to everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone was on board. There wasn't a single person that went, nah. There wasn't anyone drop out that went, nah, not for me.
Yeah.
Everyone's been like, yes, I'm so up for this. We started planning the event, and Danny came to us and went, our first event, by the way, is barbecue Rapping It Park, basically. And we were like, sick. Perfect.
Yeah.
Always get a good amount of people at that event. Then we started putting together the card. And Danny, big up Danny Jaqq, he put together really good cards. We had a few dropouts, but we had a few like late additions and stuff.
Right, yeah.
Tell me, did you think it worked out?
Yeah, it worked. It worked brilliant, man. I mean, I got there yesterday about 3:00, Highbury Fields, which I'm not from London, so I've never been there before. Really awesome place, just huge, wide field, isn't it? And I got there, and I was surprised because I sort of you inevitably can always spot the Don't Flop crowd, the
snapbacks and
the snapbacks, the smoke clouds, inevitably there's a cipher on the fringes going on. But there was a thick conglomerate of people, so you can kind of notice. Whereas dotted all around, it's like 50, 60 just groups of friends having barbecues, kids kicking footballs, and I was a bit like, is this going to work? Like, there's almost too many people here. How's the atmosphere going to be? But it works so much in your favour because whenever an event happened, I think especially JB Dank, which we'll get onto, when the reaction from the crowd is big, you get the fringe coming in, and like certain crowds, like the crowd size doubled at certain events. But yeah, when I got there, the weather was fantastic as well, as you said. It was absolutely brilliant. And the first battle that eventually went down, I mean, these kind of things, like, what is it like for you when you're suddenly on the other side of the curtain? You're in the team, it's the event. Is it stressful? Is it kind of like, you're always thinking working, or were you just sort of chilling between battles? Or
it was quite nice to chill because we weren't in the venue. We didn't really have constraints over time or worries about that. We were getting a bit worried of people being late. We were like, Raw's ain't here yet. What? JB's not here yet. It was at one point we had half of each battle, and I was like, But it all worked out fine. Like, everyone got there in time. We timed it well enough. We kicked off about 3:30 with the tryout Bear Solutions against J Cruz.
That's right. Yeah, that was Bear Solutions KOTR alumni, right?
Yeah, basically, people have been. I think Danny is a fan of him and was like, yo, we got to get him on there. He's really good. J Cruz is a good opponent. And so we got him on, got him involved, and he smashed it. He
did smash it. Jay's problem is always Jay's problem, unfortunately. I like his material. I think he can be quite a creative writer, but
yeah, I love J Cruz.
He's not very good at selling it, is he? His body language was quite closed and clasped. He doesn't have any energy. Yeah,
he needs to just like open himself up and mix it up and be a bit more energetic, and he'd have some crazy, bit more confidence in what he's saying.
Yeah,
it's almost like he doesn't believe the bars himself.
No, completely.
And he doesn't sell it well enough, no. So, but J Cruz could be very dope. I'm a big fan. Keep working, Jay.
Yeah, but I think unfortunately I saw on Viewpoint that he sort of handed in his resignation yesterday. And
you're lying.
No, yeah.
What? No, I'll have words.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I'll have words with him.
Exactly. Kind of, the same way you're bringing Bard back for the next training days, maybe after the return of J Cruz or whatever. But it's kind of emblematic of J Cruz because, unfortunately he did choke his second round quite badly. Which
that's unfortunate. It happens.
It does happen. But
I think that's the first time he's choked. Like, it happens to people, man.
Of course it does, but I think kind of on the flip side of that, he also had like one of my favourite bars of the whole event. So it's kind of like, it kind of worked.
Oh, really? What was that?
He was like, I'm paraphrasing here, but I tweeted it, and then I actually went over to J Cruz after and sort of said, is this all right? And he kind of validated it. But this battle, like spelling Jonai, no one knows why they put in this G in front of J.
Oh, that's heavy.
Yeah, right? Like, you know, a few people on my Twitter were like, that's hard as fuck. Like, you know, and that's hard. That's
dope.
Like, there's no way, you know, someone in URL wouldn't drop that bar and he wouldn't get a Don DeMarco. Like, it's a heavy bar. Like, you know, so Jay has that. But, I mean, it was a good battle to kick it off. And, like, is it going to be... Because one of the things that I noticed was you had a tryout and then the rest of the day was kind of names, you know, here and there. Are you going to do your own tryout events or are you just going to have tryouts at each one?
I'm not 100% sure. I'm in charge of booking the battles, but I think we're trying to get at least one or two tryouts on every event, really.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if we're going to do a full tryout event. I presume we will at some point. You've got to, just to get the numbers through, really.
Of course.
But I think we've got a tryout confirmed for the next event already. So I think there's at least one tryout on the next event. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's always good to have a tryout. Always good to start the day off with.
I think so.
And I personally think it's better to have your tryout at an actual event than have a tryout at a tryout event.
Yes, oh god.
Because you tried out Rapping It Park, which was pretty much all tryouts.
Yeah, pretty much.
And when the trials happening, the only people there are tryouts and tryouts mates. Mm-hmm. Whereas if you have a tryout at an event, you've got actual fans there, you've got battlers there, other than other tryouts. So I think it works having them at actual events rather than full tryout events. So like for example, Dialect Double L that happened at 2 to Test 10, a massive event, and Dialect Double L came out looking amazing.
Yeah.
Partly because how brilliant they were, but it was the setting of it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
totally. And
the only tryout without tryout in the title, as Double L says.
Yeah. So Bear Solutions, you know, hopefully we'll see more of them. Obviously, hopefully we'll see more J. Cruz as well. You know, it was a decent battle to kick off. And the next battle we went into was a great matchup. Didn't quite pop as much as I hoped for me. It wasn't bad. A versus Evil. Yeah,
man. I really enjoyed that battle. Mm-hmm. I really, really enjoyed that. A's one of my favourites. He tried out the same day as you.
Yes,
and he's just so cool.
Oh god, yeah.
It doesn't seem like anything phases him mid battle at all. He's just like really cool.
His battle that came out a few days ago was dope.
Oh, is it?
Like,
oh, really? I'll check that out.
Yeah, that was really good. But no, I agree. Like, nothing against either of their performances. They both completely went in, and like they're so fun to watch. And like, you know, Evil especially. Like, I am a really big Evil fan, and Evil just has that kind of like. There was a moment in the second when A says like he had terrible breath, and Evil literally didn't even take a breath and started freestyling about it, like in the blink of an eye, which he just has that power to do. You know, and Evil, he had this weird thing as well where he's talking about like on the Scottish version of Pedro, odd socks and all, and then like he took his shoes off and revealed his socks to the crowd.
That was a bit strange.
Yeah, slightly.
That was a bit like, where are you going with this?
Yeah, and then I felt similarly as well. I mean, I don't want to kind of spoil the battles, but A had a sort of slightly odd concept in the second that I don't know was hitting with the crowd so much. I think A's got to maybe learn as well with Evil the kind of him touching Bobby Rex angle is done. Like, we kind of move on now.
I think it's done now.
Yeah. Maybe that was
A's done it to death. I think that was fine.
Yeah.
I think if anyone brings it up now, it's kind of done.
Yeah, I think A probably put the best spin on it for sure. And,
he did. He executed concept rounds. I think he executed it really well. And again with A, the thing about that battle, it's such a style clash because A is so cool and laid back, and then Evil's like, "Oh, I'm rapping. I'm in your face," and it was made for a really good. Like contrast between the two. I really enjoyed that battle.
No, I did, and I would say that the round of the battle for me was A's third, actually. Like, the reason that I love A so much is that he just writes the pure bars, you know, they're just there's a bar against Celeste I'm gonna like butcher now. He's like, when I pull the 9 out, it's like Winehouse, if I aim he dead, like, you know, just kind of stuff like that. Really good. And like, he was quoting in his third, he quoted like Aleister Crowley, who's kind of like an English occultist, and he was like 2 fists up the side of the head, which is kind of one of his famous poses, which is like a real like I
probably reacted to it, but I don't know it.
No, I only know it because there's quite a famous Ozzy Osbourne song called Mr. Crowley, all about Aleister Crowley. That's kind of how I got into it. So I'm not like an occultist or anything, but no, he killed it. And when he did that, I was like, fucking hell. I was like, I kind of triggered something in my brain. I hadn't thought about him for years, you know, he killed it. And Night of the Long Chains. And like, there was class here. And I think maybe I'm being a little unfair to it. It was a really good battle. Don't get me wrong. I love both of these guys. But yeah, look out for this one. I think this was, they both did well. This will be highly viewed.
Yeah, they both brought it. Yeah. There was a little thing during that battle because it was so hot. Like, I was sunburnt. Big up Billy, the second angle to that.
Oh yeah, I met him. He's a good guy.
Big up, because my second angle fell through, and he was there doing behind the scenes, and I was like, "Yo, can you do second angle today? And he was like, yeah, I'd love to, man. Honestly, he was buzzing to do it.
Oh, great.
And after one of the rounds, he came up to me and was like, look at my camera screen. And there was a little temperature thing on it.
Shit.
His camera was overheating. And I'm like, oh, shit. Camera's overheating. And I'm like, oh, it'll be fine. Just let me know if it cuts out. And then during the second round, it flashes up on my camera as well. Shit. And I was like, oh, God, don't cut out. So I was like covering the camera with my hands, trying to get the sun off it. And then the last 4 bars of the battle, my camera cut out because of the heat, because it's literally can't take the sun anymore. Yeah. Luckily, we haven't lost anything, but I was just like, oh my God, first event and the camera is too hot. Have you ever heard of anything so ridiculous?
Well, it's like they're in the house, right? I mean, this is your first event. You kind of
I was like, oh God.
For. Yeah.
Oh well, technically it's not my first event because at Revival 5, Bagman wasn't feeling too well.
Right.
So he literally was like, Ryan, I was there for BattleRap.com that day doing tweets. Yeah. So the tweets were a bit off and on that day because if Bagman wasn't feeling, he was like, I've got to go outside from there. He really wasn't feeling well.
Yeah.
So he was like, Ryan, you just gave me his camera and was like, film. And then during the 2-on-2, it went card full, and I'm like, oh God. And I'm looking around for Bagman, like, what do I do? This ain't my camera. I haven't got the cards. And he came back and sorted it. But I was just like, oh God, everything is going wrong here.
Yeah.
But the camera's not overheating. That's why we had a lot of breaks yesterday as well. That's part of the reason.
Right, yeah.
Which worked out well. We had a break after every battle, max 2 battles really, because the cameras were getting so hot in the sun. I think
everyone was enjoying themselves, man. There was the barbecue.
Yeah, it worked out pretty well. Big up Daddy Jaqq. Daddy Jaq's dad's.
Danny Jack's dad, man, yeah.
Danny Jack's dad. Putting on the barbecues. Kay was there, 12:30 putting them together. It was really dope, man. It was really good.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, the event was good. It was just, that's what you like about the park events, though. You don't quite know when things are going on. There's not a rota. We don't have to stick to anything. It's kind of...
Yeah, it was really nice.
And one of the best things that can happen is battles can just get arranged randomly in the heat of the moment, which is like Carlton Shanks battled Templar Surfer Kid, like some little, freestyle thing just came about, like, you know.
That was strange.
It was strange.
Danny was like, we got a battle now, and I was like, who? Because, like, no one's here. Yeah. And he was like, Carlton Shanks Templar Surfer Kid. I was like, oh.
Of course.
Yeah. Oh, how did I forget?
Yeah,
that was entertaining enough. Like,
yeah, I kind of I saw like half of it and I had to walk away for a little bit. But yeah, it was that was.
Were you not enjoying it that you had to walk away?
Oh no. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. But I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing that one. And Templar Surfer Kid, good to see him on Don't Flop in some form.
Yeah, we're hoping to get him in a tryout at some point. Hoping. To get him on the channel, because I think he's really good, man. He's got a battle with Tony coming up on Gift of the Gab. So
yeah, his battle with Shots, one rounder, is great as well.
Yeah, good battle.
Really good battle. I think he battled iKid as well earlier on. But so I just wanted to ask as well. You were talking about doing the main angle. Like, that's a lot of pressure, isn't it? You are the most important person in the event, really, other than the battlers themselves, because we're seeing through your eyes, man.
I've. This sounds really arrogant, but I've filmed a lot of things since I've been filming, and. So yesterday was the most nervous I've been filming about anything, honestly. I filmed at a festival and I was like, this is fine. Filmed at like Uni Summer Ball with 2,000 people. I was like, that's fine. But Carlton Shanks rapping in a park, I'm nervous. I'm like, oh God.
Yeah, I know what you mean, man. It's just, I mean, ultimately, you're pointing the camera at the person that's moving, but it's so much more than that, isn't it? You've got to control the crowd as well. You've got to get the right angles. You've got to organise people to look good.
Danny Jaq's voice basically went after about the second battle, and he's like, Ryan, you're just going to have to shout. And I was like, my voice was going, I was like, getting people. The one issue with park events, like you say, the random people that come and watch, is getting them to be quiet.
Yeah.
So that's the main thing I did yesterday, trying to get people to be quiet. I'm not quite as skilled as Bagnall yet. He's got crowd control down to a T.
Yeah.
So
doing it years, man. But it comes, and I think kind of you did have the authority. I saw you telling a few people to shut up, which I liked. You weren't kind of missing words there, which was good. And there was that, But I mean, that's always going to happen, and that's kind of one of the things of the event. But move on to the next battle, which for me is. I mean, I couldn't believe how fucking amazing this battle was. JB versus Dank Schrader. This was like the crowd were exploding. Like the performances were just terrific on both sides. Like, I remember Dank's first, and it just seemed like it was all over from there, really. But like JB fought back so well. He had a killer first as well. His talking heads remaining light bar was just like...
JB is another one that I've known since Don't Flop Forum, and JB's my dude. Dank's my dude as well, but everyone slags off football bars so much. But JB is the best at them. JB does them so well, and he had a Maradona Hand of God line.
Yeah, oh no, that was his third. He's kind of had this huge sequence, didn't he? Yeah.
Oh, I could sense it was coming, the Hand of God. And I could, but if I was in the crowd watching that, I'd been like, Hand of God! And no one did it, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
It wasn't one of them ones like, the Hollow does, the Kit Kat predict that. It was one of them ones where you knew it was coming because it had built up to it so well.
Yeah.
And JB killed it, Dank killed it. The crowd were loving it.
Oh my God,
again, this battle was, the cameras were coming up with the heat things again, and I was like, can we speed the reactions up? Let's get this battle done. I don't want it to cut out. Yeah, man, it was crazy.
Yeah, the writing from both. I mean, a big fan of both. And JB, really, I've sort of been converted now. Like this battle, I was like, Jesus Christ, the guy was just writing so well. Like they were just killing it.
Man.
I don't want to really spoil any of the bars here. I think this is going to be a really well received clash. I can see this one being. Really,
I really hope so. It's one of them ones. Like, as much as I loved it being Park event, I was like, wait, imagine that in Vida's Elbow. Imagine that in Bricks and Jam. It would have been so good.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit like, why didn't that happen at a venue?
Yeah.
Like, why did that? Yeah. I was like, we could have charged for that.
And then Dank kind of comes with the whole sort of short jokes round in the third, inevitably as well. It's ironic that Jay's short, but he ain't on grown man levels. Just like little ones like that, like, you know what I mean? And JB, like, any poison in your notebook is graphite. Both of these guys, such intelligent writers. It was such a good clash, and like the energy, just certain bars were popping off hugely. Dank was getting pushed around, man. In
a lot of what that was is obviously everyone knows about JB was on King of the Ronalds, and then left, and that was a lot of the King of the Ronalds people gassing up Dank.
Right.
And I really hope that doesn't work against Dank.
No,
when it comes out on cam, because a lot of times you get people going, "Oh, it's just his boys gassing him." That's not Dank's boys. Dank's just deserving of those reactions, but sometimes I was like, guys, can I still see Dank, please?
Yeah.
Stop pushing him about. Like,
I know what you mean. It's kind of. I spoke about this with
Chiller.
Yeah, I think so as well. I spoke about this with Chiller. There's a virus. It doesn't really seem to happen in King of the Dot. It's happening in URL where the audience want to be the stars. I think kind of if you were to watch a Don't Flop battle from 2011. They each wrap their rounds and the crowd goes mad. But I'm not throwing shade on this, but I can see some comments in the JB Dank trader being like, get your fucking hands off him. Like, just let him rap.
Yeah, like, honestly, said this at a training days event. I don't know if you were there. Right. Before the battle started, he was like, yo, ad-libbing is funny, but not anymore, because everyone is trying to be the guy in the top comments. Yeah. Everyone is trying to be the funny ad-libs, and it's just getting too much, and I'm like, trying too hard. The funniest ad-libs are Soljitsu and Bamalam.
Yeah.
No one else should be allowed to ad-lib in the world, other than the damn guy from Grizzlemania.
Right. Soljitsu's timing. He just seems to say the thing at the perfect silence moment. I don't know how he does it.
Soljitsu is one of my favourite humans in the world, honestly. I met him at my first event. Yeah. I hadn't actually seen his tryout battle.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So I met him thinking, this is Soljitsu. I didn't know he was a battler.
Yeah.
And he's just the funniest guy. Like,
yeah.
Don't stand next to Soljitsu during the battle, because I remember it wasn't the Soljitsu one, but set the standard 10. Someone had a bar get graphic like a Peter Jackson movie or something.
Right.
And I was waiting for Soljitsu to say something, and Sleepy G just went King Kong. I was in tears, and I was like, but like I say, like yesterday, the gassing and the overreacting and the what did you say?
Yeah.
It has a negative effect.
It's very selfish, isn't it? It's like, okay, I'm here and I'm going to enjoy myself, but you're not thinking of the footage.
Honestly, yeah, the battle will come out looking great, but
no, of course, yeah.
Sometimes, like, if you go to a tryout, everyone's boys are hyping their mates, and I'm like, that actually has a negative effect on you, honestly.
Yeah,
it's a bit like not working really for yourself, because people watching the battle aren't going to be like, oh, he's reacting, it must be good. But Think, oh, they're overreacting. That's stupid.
Yeah, I completely agree. And one of my favorite kind of retorts of that is, I don't know if you remember Euphorical versus Matter, where like Euphorical at the start explains that his brother and his boys are overreacting in his tryout, and then he calls out his brother in the battle, and he's like, "Now through Matter's round, you got to react to all his shit bars, like, you know." And it's just, I love you quite.
Oh yeah, that's a really good battle.
That is, that is an amazing battle as well. Such a good battle. But the next battle that went down was one that I kind of didn't really catch. Raws did the on-beat mirror match. Kind of interesting concept.
Yeah, it was a bit strange because Danny Jaqq forgot to bring the mirror. Bloody Danny, no. Pick up Danny, but we couldn't get a hold of an iPad or a mirror or something, so he ended up kind of just spitting it down the camera, which should come out looking great. And Raw's, big up Raw's. I wasn't sure about the concept, but he came so prepped with it and was so on the ball. And there was a bit, as much as it was a mirror match, he did throw a couple shots at Danny.
Inevitably, right, yeah.
A couple shots at 142, as usual.
Yeah.
But no, that came out. That was something different, something fun. And hopefully that comes out looking real nice.
Mad talented. Like,
needs to battle. Just needs to battle some people.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Battle anyone.
Yeah, I mean, why haven't they just put him up against a few people? He should, like, does he have like one battle? Like,
well, he's got one out, is against Distract.
Yeah.
B-Rex, the on-beat, multi-genre type thing coming out soon.
Oh, how was that? I haven't actually seen that.
I haven't seen it. I couldn't make it to Maples.
Right.
Watched it yet, but I heard it was really good. But again, it's not an actual battle, so I'm just like, mate, I said it to him yesterday. I was like, can you just battle some people, please? Anyone, just battle, get some wins. And
just rack it
start
up.
battling people.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he's battling.
I was going to say, people used to battle, just to battle.
Yeah, because you want to, because you just want, it's exhibitionism, isn't it? You just want to, show how good you are. Like, but
need more people that are just going to battle for battling.
But I look forward to seeing that soon as well. I think, is that kind of I noticed this with this card, you had like the on-beat room match, a drunk 4-bar back-to-back sort of thing, are you going to play with concepts as well as just regular battles?
Yeah, I think we are going to. I think we've got an on-beat one at the next event. I think the thing with training those events, I think you need to have at least one battle that's a bit different.
Yeah.
Whether it's a freestyle battle, whether it's a 4-bar, whether it's a on-beat, just to make things a bit interesting, test things out.
Yeah.
Before it goes onto a main stage.
Well, we were just discussing yesterday, weren't we? Like sort of past concept battles that have gone well and gone badly and don't flop. And one of the ones that kind of people always turn to as being a good one was Joker versus Batman, Definition and Pamphlet. We were saying, and like, I hope this does happen, they need to do like a Star Wars one for the new Star Wars film coming out. Like I think we're saying Luke Skywalker as Soul and Ogmios as Darth Vader.
Ogmios, I just think Ogmios would be good at it.
Yeah, I think he'd be absolutely brilliant at it. He'd like talk about the Force in such a pure existential way.
Or he could be Yoda. He could
actually, Yoda's a good shout.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Okay. He could be anyone.
That's true, actually. Yeah, just any. So please, I mean, if anyone's listening, maybe training days people, but I think it can't be any worse than fucking the Breaking Bad one, which was just judged.
Breaking Bad.
I mean, shout out Cracker and Lefty, but
it was in that time where everyone was hyping Breaking Bad.
Oh my god! Oh my god! So many Breaking Bad bars and all that sort of stuff. But with me and Breaking Bad, I'm kind of like, I will watch it when people stop telling me to watch it. Right.
And I'm under no pressure to watch it.
So the next battle after the Raws one was that Tony D Innuendo?
No. Evil Pedro, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah, that was like a bonus battle, wasn't it?
Yeah, we set up on a day. We had, unfortunately, P Soldier and DMC fell through. Big up P Soldier for accepting it, saying he'd try and make it. He couldn't make it in the end. Right. Unfortunately, hopefully we set that up for another day.
Yeah, it's a great battle.
So at an event that could really work. But yeah, so both Evil was well up for it. Obviously, he's Scottish Pedro, and Pedro's always up for battling, man. That was so good.
No, it was
so
good.
We got a little treat to that one.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I actually got a chance to speak to Evil after the A battle, and we were just chatting. And I'm going to have him on the show soon. And one of the things that he was talking about was the amount of events that he's gone to in Scotland, big events that just didn't get filmed. Like, you know, he was talking about the whole event that was just based on a whiteboard and just freestyling off that whiteboard. And he was like, I won that, I won this, I battled Mackenzie twice. But just like, they don't have the facilities there, which is kind of, I'm so happy that he's getting on camera, because it's just, you know, I caught half of that.
Big up Evil. He left, he was on a 9-hour coach down yesterday.
Jeez.
Like 9 hours. Like, come on, mate. It's a long time.
Yeah, that is a long time, man. But like,
to come to a park event, big up Evil for that, for doing 2 battles in a day.
I think the Pedro battle was even better than the A battle, to be honest. Like,
oh yeah, I think it purely because of Pedro. I mean, not that Evil wasn't worse than him, but Pedro brought out the best in him. The thing with Pedro is the best in the battles you expect the least from.
Yeah, that's true.
I think Soul pointed this out, actually. The battles you expect the least from are the best battles. Because everyone, Pedro and Lavos was like, oh my God, this could be amazing. And it wasn't. But no one expected
Pedro
anything.
Saurus never let down.
Yeah. But no one expected anything from Pedro Live Winter, Pedro Dots, Pedro vs. A. And it's those kind of battles that Pedro thrives on, the energy of the small crowds. Pedro on a stage doesn't work, I don't think.
No, I think you're right.
Pedro in the pit. Actually, the one time Pedro vs. P Soldier, that worked on the stage.
Yeah, that did work. That did work.
So it's a little Pedro, not small battles, but the right battles for Pedro, and Pedro's the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
And they both went back and forth. The way it is with 4 bars, it's always cut it off when it gets whack. And it didn't. It was brilliant.
No, I agree. Yeah, they both, the imagination those guys have, they can just reel and reel and reel. And like, I did say to Evil when I was chatting to him, I was like, where does this skill come from? Like, I'm just fascinated by your ability, just freestyle so effortlessly. And he was like, jump off. He's like, I just watch Jump Off all the time. And like, me and him were sort of geeking out on Jump Off, and he was talking about how he loved Respect BA. And I just want to shout out as well quickly on this episode, if you just want a battle to watch, and you've watched every Don't Flop, every King of the Dot, I guarantee here's a battle you haven't watched. Watch Archaic and Kules versus Respect BA and Stig and the Dump. It's like
I've seen that.
Yeah. It's outside a pawn shop. Apparently they were going to do it inside, but Archaic was too young. And Jesus Christ, like, even Kules, who are kind of like, I don't really know, and I know he's a bit of a joke in Don't Flop, he kills it. Archaic's great. It's like, and Stig of the Dump, I mean, obviously Stig of the Dump's a titan of the scene, but him and Respect BA is so good together. Like, it's such a good battle. And like, we were just talking about that old school style, and like, you know, people comment on Evil battles, don't they? Like, fuck off, back to Jump Off, blah blah blah. It's like, in a sense, yeah, it's like, I wanted to say, I think kind of, you know, in terms of pure talent, that's the reason why I like Pedro so much as well, and Sharon as well. Like, it's just that ability. It's just, it really is impressive.
It's not a bad thing.
No.
Being able to do that, it's a thing that people can't do. And like touched on earlier, like I Google rap battle and watch rap battles, it was through Professor Green and that kind of thing, where if you just search rap battle, you come up with a lot of jump off stuff.
Of course.
So it's such a big part of the scene. And to write it off as, I'll go back to jump off, is no, that was, as much as it's not a freestyle scene anymore, and if it was purely that, it wouldn't be a scene anymore. But it's such a big part of the history of it that to write it off is ridiculous. And
yeah. No, completely. And unfortunately, the next battle, Tony D versus Innuendo, I completely missed, because I was supposed to be taking a good friend of mine to this event. It was supposed to be his first battle event, but unfortunately, he couldn't get there until very, very late. So he was meant to be there from Evil A, but, you know, Tony D Innuendo, he rang me, I had to go get him. So I missed this entire battle. How was this battle?
I thought it was really well. They were both as drunk as they were expecting to be. Innuendo, I think it was either this battle or something later on where he opened it and said, I started drinking at 7 on Friday. And it was as brilliant as it should be. At one point, Innuendo laid on the floor.
Wow.
Just rapped from the floor. And then Tony D had a bar like, oh, you're already laying in your own grave. And it was just brilliant.
Yeah.
It was, I don't want to spoil it, but
No. How long was it?
I'd say about 10 minutes.
10 minutes, yeah, kind of makes sense. Yeah.
It got finished off with a member of the crowd was having a go at Innuendo during the battle. So Innuendo turned, spat 4 bars at her, and stole her drink and downed it. And it was brilliant. And it was we were like, oh, time there. That is perfect ending. It was so funny.
Oh, man.
It was absolutely brilliant. There was a lot of references to Innuendo's sunburnt head.
Right.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
All right, dope, man. So, the final battle. So I collect my friend. We walk it back into the park. Everyone's there, and he's like, is there another battle? He's never seen a battle before. He likes Don't Flop. I'm
sorry.
Yeah. Well, there we go. Yeah. So I'm like, oh yeah, but it's not a battle. It's a roast of Danny Jaqq, which is kind of like, it was a disaster, right? I mean, it was
Yeah,
in a good way, kind of. But
I'm not sure how it was.
I'm trying to be
like
kind.
You said about people trying to be the stars of the crowd members trying to be stars of the battles, but this one, the people who want to be stars of battles could have tried to be the stars of the battles. And you had that weird guy in dreadlocks who just...
He just wouldn't leave alone, would he? Was he just a guy? He was just there.
Yeah, he would come all day. He would just come into the middle of a battle before it started rapping at the camera, started saying stuff, and I was like, the lens cap is on, mate. Yeah. I was like, camera's not turned on. What are you doing? I'm not wasting battery on you. Yeah. Who are you? And then it started off with Innuendo going in on Dank, and I was like, oh, brilliant, this is going to be good. Raw's comes in, starts battling Dank, brilliant. Dank flipped a couple. He wasn't meant to. He flipped a couple, and I was like, oh, this is fine. And then people came in and started dissing him. But then people started battling each other. Yeah. And it was like, mate, this is not a roast.
No, exactly.
And as soon as people started dissing each other, it kind of fell apart, really. Mm-hmm. I mean, it still had some brilliant moments in it. It did. Like, Tony D had some brilliant moments in it, and that's how it ended. But it kind of just fell apart, really. Great concept. We tried it out. And I think in a venue, that could work really well. Mm-hmm. And I think as a roast could work. I mean, we've learned a lot from that one. I don't think a freestyle roast works.
No.
And a freestyle roast in a park with drunk people doesn't work. A roast in a venue where you had so-and-so in a circle, like you go, and it's a bit more organised, where like these four guys are both all going to go at, it's decided beforehand. Let's say we've done saying, Innuendo, Raws, Frankie Fraser, Tony D, you are all roasting Dank at this event. And they pre-written a bit and freestyled the rest of it. If it was more organised, it would have worked really, really well. And it's just a shame that didn't work, really. But no, it was still fun and entertaining enough for people.
Yeah. I mean, obviously all the people in it can rap, but it just and it kind of became Dank Jaqq's girlfriend roast as well, which is a little unfortunate. You kind of would have Danny, but that happens, I guess.
I can see why. It's obviously an association of him, but it kind of became Raws versus Evil when it was just a bit weird, strange.
Yeah. I mean, again, we'll see how that comes out on camera. But I mean, that wrapped it up, man. You must have felt pretty good after the event. There was some great battles. Oh,
I felt extremely red. Mm-hmm. I was very sunburned. I've got a neckline where I was camera strap on it. Oh. White. I'm very sunburned. But yeah, no. It was really, really good. I was like, can I sit down now, please?
Yeah, of course, man. And what is the next step then? So, I mean, as a team, do you collect all the footage together and go over it, or?
Yeah, Kruger's booking out YouTube on Wednesday, and we're going to go. I'm going in to log all the. Basically, we filmed on Kruger's camera yesterday because Kruger's camera's better than mine.
Yeah,
and he wonderfully brought his camera for us. So I've got to go pick the footage off of Kruger, get into the edit suites, and we'll have a look at all the footage and start putting stuff down. I'm not going to say it's going to be out this week, because we've still got to work out a few kinks. Get hopefully something out in a couple of weeks, maybe.
No, I'm looking forward to it, and I think hopefully, off the top of my head, I'll probably say Dank and JB will go on the main channel. Maybe Tony D and Innuendo as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not in charge of what goes on what channel, but
right. I just think it deserves the exposure. Yeah, it's so good. Like
the thing that you compared us to Ground Zero earlier. The thing that I think doesn't help.
Sorry about that.
Their battles from a Ground Zero event always go on Ground Zero.
Yeah.
And then if a battle's good, it gets re-uploaded again onto King of Dot page.
Right.
So you've got two copies of the battle, and neither of them are getting views because there's two of them. So let's say a battle's good enough. Dank JB could easily go on the main channel. But we're not going to upload it to Training Days and then upload it to Don't Flop later.
Yeah.
But if the battle's good, the way I see it anyway is we'll hold Training Days events, but if there's battles that are good enough, they'll make it onto the main channel. So that's something to aim for already. You're not destined to end up on a different channel. So
no, that's good. That's good, man. And
you can't put Tony D on a different channel. He'll probably end up on the main channel.
What the hell? Yeah. And I know that the only thing you've got confirmed is Bard versus Dank. That's for the next event, is it?
Yeah, that's August. When is this podcast coming out?
No, I'm going to bring it out today, so don't. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, but that's a.
I can't say anything.
No, it's all right.
Hard Dank is confirmed for an event in August. It is in the Fiddler's Elbow.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I can tell you that.
I love Bard. I think had him on the show. It was great. Like, what is going on? I'm intrigued. What is his plan here? Like, why is he coming back? Like,
Well, again, I've known Bard since the Forum days, and I remember when he had his tryout against Brains in the park. And oh, good luck, Bard. Good luck there. Then so and so happened with Don't Flop. He was not falling out with Don't Flop. He's been smashing it on King of the Ronalds. And Danny again is a guy who's friends with Bards. We get on with Bards, and Danny was like, I want to bring back Bards, and everyone in the chat went, yeah, let's do it. Brought back Bards, found a good opponent for him, and it's caused something to talk about. So the battle's not there for the sake of talking about it, but it's added something different to it. And for announcement, let me check the announcement trailer. Got a couple thousand views.
No,
I really talking about it.
I remember seeing it and really I'd say out loud, being like, "Fuck! Like, this is cool. Like, I like this. This is playing with expectations." Yeah,
I'm glad you liked the trailer.
The editing was fantastic. Yeah,
thank you. It was fantastic, wasn't it? No, we had a bit of a discussion about it. Danny wanted we announced it's the return,
right?
Then drops Bards. Danny wanted to go Dank, and I was like, no. It's got to be announced Bard and then who's back.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But no, that got some really good traction on it and helped kickstart the Training Days Facebook page, and it hopefully bring a bit of not animosity, but like something riding on the battle, sort of.
Yeah, battle rap needs heels as well.
It needs a villain of sorts. It needs. You want to go into a battle as much as I don't go into battles rooting for someone. People go, I personally don't, but people go into it going, I really don't want Bard to win.
Yeah.
And then people go, I really want Bard to win. So it brings back a little bit of like sportingness to it, really.
Right, yeah, especially coming on. I mean, before this battle will be out, everyone would have seen Dank JB in the near future, and Jesus Christ, Dank is so good in that battle. So him versus Bard is mouth-watering.
Oh, so good. And I think it will be a brilliant battle. Bard's going to bring it.
Yeah.
Dank's going to bring it. It should be really good. We've got a few more battles confirmed for that event. I can't say anything.
No, of course. Because
I'm not even sure of all of them. But we've got a couple of battles confirmed for that event. It should be really good, man.
All right, good, man. Well, so people can follow we should say that there is a Don't Flop Training Days Facebook page now in it itself.
Yeah, facebook.com/DF Training Days. Or search Don't Flop Training Days and it will come up. We've got an announcement coming this week, and I've just been told I can announce it on the podcast if you want.
Please.
We are bringing back the Top 8 tournament.
Nice, yes.
Yeah, we're bringing back the Top 8.
Everyone wants that back, man.
Yeah, so hopefully get that started off. And the way we see it, people are going to say like, don't have a separate title for no, because it's not a separate title. It is in a way, but it's not a title match where you've got to defend it and stuff like that. The way I see it is, it's like the FA Cup.
Yeah.
It's like you have so-and-so enters the FA Cup. They are the 2015 winners.
Right.
Yeah, the 2016 winners. In the FA Cup, Chelsea don't have to go and defend it the next year.
Yeah. No.
So the way I see it, it's going to be like a yearly tournament we're going to bring through, because it's not a title really, because if they've won it, they shouldn't really be battling on Training Days anymore. So the way I see it, it's just going to be a yearly tournament, hopefully, if this one goes well. Yeah,
I think it's good, though, because when people are coming up in the league, some people, like, say, A, for example, just seem to naturally get the big battles, but some people can flounder, where is my next battle, who do I battle? And if you have that framework of a top 8 to kind of develop the tryouts better, it's just going to work in everyone's favour.
Well, it's not actually tryouts.
Kind of figures. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You'll know all the MCs in this battle. It's going to be rebranded as like the Training Days. I'm not sure yet, but we're bringing back the top 8.
Okay.
And it should be really good. Like what I like about tournaments as well is there's a lot of them in Don't Flop. We've got the Beat Fighter tournament, which is kicking off, which looks massive.
Oh man, yeah,
and it looks amazing. Hopefully, I'm going to try and get that off work so I can make it. So I like the sporting side to it, the competitiveness, a prize at the end of it.
Glory.
So judged. They'll be judged. I'm not sure if they'll be video judged or judged on a day or what. But I like bringing back judge battles, and I like bringing back competitiveness. It is a sport. It's rap battling, not rap listening.
It's competition.
So like it's battling. You've got to try and win, and if there's no wins and losses on the line, I agree that not every battle should be judged. Some battles are perfect, just promos.
Yeah.
But I've got a lot of time for people that go up for judge battles, man, and the tournament should be good.
Yeah, completely, man. Well, yeah, that about wraps it up. So thanks so much, Ryan.
Man.
And
it's been a pleasure.
Yeah,
we can do this more frequently.
No. We were saying we were speaking at length yesterday, and we are going to do an episode in the future where we'll just chat about whatever, like, you know, because that would be. I know you've got so many stories to tell. So
I've a few. Yes.
Yeah,
we'll do next big event. We'll do like a preview or a review or whatever.
That sounds good.
Whatever. If you're listening, say what you want.
Yeah. Just email us in. Then
two middle-class people from the home counties. We can
we represent the whole scene.
Fuck shit.
Yeah. So at Battle Rap Resume on Twitter, sorry to say, battlerapresume@gmail.com. If you listen to this at any time, maybe you listen to this before the battles, after the battles, whatever. Watch all these battles. Like, you know, I saw pretty much everything yesterday, apart from a few at Rap and It Jaqq, and there were some brilliant ones there, and they all had a great energy, and I can't wait to see how they come out on camera. The weather was amazing as well. They're going to look really good. It wasn't like kind of cloudy. It was just like constantly sunny. It was great.
Yeah, when we got there, it was spitting, and I was like, no. on Friday, I was like, Danny, have you checked the weather? And he was like, no. I was like, well, he checked it, and we were like, it's brilliant. It's sunny all day, and planning perfect.
Yeah. No, he killed it, man. So check out all the events. Like the Training Days page. Find Ryan Morgan Media on YouTube. Yeah, thanks so much, man.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.